Hey everyone, and welcome to the Laser Source Podcast, the #1 podcast for growing and scaling your laser engraving business. We're dedicated to helping you learn how to perfect your craft, and we're going to teach you all of the latest technology and tips to take your laser engraving business to the next level. So whether you're trying to expand your current laser engraving business or you're just getting into lasers, this is the podcast for you. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's get right into it. Welcome to the Laser Source Podcast, the #1 podcast if you're looking to grow your laser business or get started with laser. It doesn't matter. This is the place you want to be for all of the relevant information. I've got the normal crew here. We've got Tacky.
Hey.
We've got Tony.
Hey.
And we've got Patrick.
Hello.
And today we've actually got a really interesting interview. So we're going to jump right into the interview. It's with Rick at DV Laser. He's out of Texas. And we're going to talk to him all about how he's running his laser business, how he's managing things, his experience with a couple different laser companies and systems. And it's really, really good information. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the interview. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy the interview here. And we'll see you in the next one. All right, guys, so you are getting access now to the first ever Laser Source interview, and we've got Rick from DV Laser joining us. Where are you from, Rick?
Hey, I'm in Bastrop, Texas.
Texas. We got another Texan because we don't have enough of those. I think the majority of the fiber lasers in the United States are in Texas. That's really cool, man. So can you tell us, because we chat about laser on the Discord all the time, but we don't too often go into like what people are actually like doing with them. Do you like own your own business? Is it a shop type situation? What do you guys do over there?
Yeah, I mostly do laser engraving tumblers. I just within the last month got into fiber. So for me, it was, I would get calls saying, "Hey, can you do blah?" And I'm like, well, let's take firearms. Well, no, not really, not yet. I didn't have a fiber then. Now I have a fiber. Mm-hmm. Now it becomes a point of, well, I got to get an FA, which, I got to check with my HOA and all that other funny, happy horse stuff.
Same here.
And, and it's like, but I'm able to do so much more that I was not able to do. Can you do silver? No, I can't because I don't have fiber. Can you do this? No. And I just, boss lady pretty much said, okay, let's bite the bullet and let's do this. And
yeah, it hurts so bad when you have to turn work away. There's like no worse feeling in the world.
Well, I think the worst one is to tell a customer, yeah, I can do it, and then realistically you can't. Mm-hmm. I'd rather turn someone away and say, I'm not set up for that yet. Give me, say, X amount of time. I'll be able to do it, or refer them to another laser in the area. That way they're going to be like, wait a minute, he just turned me away, but he pointed me to someone else. Mm-hmm. I'd rather do that than to do something completely different and, lie to the customer as to what I'm actually capable of doing.
Yeah, we do that pretty often over here, actually, too. I think I probably see a lot more volume than you guys, but we really often get these like jobs where people are like, I've got 8 feet of steel and we need a giant sign engraved on it. And I'm not just like, no, I can't help you. Have a nice day. But there's another local company down by us named Smidgens, and they're set up for more like the manufacturing and industrial side of like the laser world, And I send people to them. They're by competition. I want to have big lasers that can do the work that these customers are asking for, but you have to serve the customer, and just saying, no, take a hike and hanging up isn't serving the customer. So getting them somewhere where they can get their work done, I think it's really important. And they're going to remember you gave them that connection in the future when they need something else, for sure. You said you were doing tumblers mostly, so do you have a CO2 as well?
I was
Yes, I
just
do.
about to ask that.
Yeah, I have an AP 2816 CO2 laser, open concept. Basically, I've done everything from business cards to a Jack Daniels barrel and lid under it.
Hmm.
So now, yes, it's not. Well, it is technically a Chinese laser, but it's not. Price
Mm-hmm.
wise, it is not. Um,
Right.
uh, but I'm pretty much, all the guts, pretty depending on, it's kind of like TVs of old. The only thing that's different is the casing. Whenever
Right.
it comes down to the technology that's inside. Um, just to, this is pretty much my coffee mug generally,
Hmm.
Oh, nice.
and
Nice.
but
Okay.
no, they've been there it is right there,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I'll post some stuff on there, and then of course doing koozie type of stuff,
Very cool.
but
So, have you been tempted at all to mess around with tumblers on the fiber laser, or are you content to
yeah,
continue using the CO2?
yeah the
Yeah.
I
Welcome to the
actually
struggle.
yeah that welcome to the game. No, I have been tempted on it. In the class that I went to for my laser, it was I watched the pain that was, and it's like, okay, the only reason why I was wanting to do it is so I could do stainless steel. And I thought I could do it in one pass type of thing, like I do on my CO2.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, this is painful to watch.
It's
Yeah,
And
painful to do.
it's
yeah,
painful to do. Yeah.
you got to calculate this, you got to downgrade that, you got to, and I'm like, oh my God, my math skills are not that great. What do I
I just
do?
I just use my CO2, man. I mean, I know I'm
Yeah.
perfectly capable of using the fiber to do tumblers, but I use the CO2 even for the stainless steel ones. You get some like Ceramark, the Brilliance laser inks. Yep,
Hmm.
yep, there it
There
is.
you go.
Uh,
Yeah.
Is it? It's a little. It stays on there pretty good. I'm assuming.
it, the Brilliance.
Yeah.
I've had a great experience with it. I don't know
Hmm.
about Rick.
Yeah,
Rick, are you?
I haven't used it yet.
Oh man.
I only got it because it was recommended by you,
Hmm.
and so I'm gonna. I was gonna test that out on stainless steel and see what kind of trouble I could get into.
It I really do think that it works well.
Hmm.
I you can sand it off. So
Oh yeah.
if you get like 100 grit sandpaper, you can sand it away, but it's not going to wash off in like the dishwasher or like rub off over time like a paint. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like a middle ground. Is it as good as like marking it with the fiber? No, but you're not going to. I mean, maybe you can get like a Z mark on the tumbler. That would be really cool, but I haven't tested that out yet. So that would
I
be the
did.
only alternative.
I did and I'm presuming Z mark is where it kind of discolors or I guess
Uh,
discolors the
y-
needles. Uh,
yeah, it's kind of like that
That
the
defocus.
black mark heat pass.
yeah,
Yeah, the defocused one that
I
we do
did
on the
that on
channel.
a.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where it is because I've kind of lost track. I've been moving my shop around a little bit. I've had my CO2 since June 15th of last year, and
Nice.
I
Nice.
think I've changed out. Oh, I've moved things around about to 8 times since I got it, and then whenever I got the fiber, I had to move everything around again. I
So,
mean, I
Rick, are
do it
you working in a storefront out of your own garage?
out of my own
How's
garage.
your business is set up through your
Yeah.
garage?
Struggle is
Yes.
real.
Probably like
Um.
most of us listening.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
So
can't afford a storefront. I'm not that rich.
let me ask you this. Since you said Bastrop.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm in Round Rock, so we're right there.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
but I knew you were from Texas.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: how did your CO2 handle the heat? Because as you can see, I'm in the garage, and probably should be getting a tank soon.
Yeah.
So
With I don't know what kind of CO2 you have, and I presume that you got a chiller on it or
I'm
CW series.
probably gonna get one of those. I don't have one yet, but I am.
Yeah.
Tony's
Killer.
shopping right now. He's shopping at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. For me, it is literally like in the last few weeks, it's been a pain in the ass.
He
I do have a special solution that I got from AP, and it keeps it about between 4 and 5 degrees above ambient temperature. I have like
Hmm.
a little thermometer that's attached to it. I do not run my laser over 100 degrees. Matter of fact, I don't run it over 90. Um, but
You mean 90 in ambient temp in your
yes,
garage? Okay.
yeah, and I do have,
Okay.
like right now, I've got the garage door open, so it's a nice cool morning. I would take, for me, I would take advantage of the cool mornings and what have you. It hasn't given me any problems. Last year, whenever I was running it, and of course, our big lovely freeze,
Ooh, yes, sir.
read as normal weather for y'all up north.
Oh no, we
Uh,
suffered. It
yeah,
was big time.
I closed down shop. I put on my Facebook page, hey, we're shut down. I
Yeah.
mean, even though my garage did not get below freezing, it is well insulated. I do not run it that cold.
Yeah.
So,
I
So,
remember our first winter when I was in the garage, and this is normal for us up here in the north. And it's sketchy, man, because the last thing you want in those machines is for the pipes to freeze. The second that water freezes in the tube, man, the tube's no good. Which should
mhm.
be
that's
really,
that was gonna be my follow up is how did it
yeah,
do in the cold in Texas since you're from
Oh,
Texas?
I mean, like I said, it didn't drop below freezing. I was monitoring it even whenever I had the garage door open, checking out the snow and everything. It was very nice. I would have engraved in that type of weather, but I did not want to run the risk because I think it got into with the garage door down and everything. I think it got down into the 40s, 50s in here, even though it was in the freezing zone outside.
Did you know if you wanted to have a fiber from the start when you started setting up your business, or did it come across after you started getting requests for customers that you couldn't meet?
It was more along the lines of lasering. I mean, let me back up a little bit because it starts out that I started out with a slow forge. I mean, a glow forge,
Ah,
He says
mm,
slow forge.
aha.
and it was one of those things of it was a natural progression. I knew I wanted to see what this was, if it was a gimmick. Did I sell a lot with the slow forge? I mean, glow forge? No. I'll be point blank honest, but I knew that that was not going to be the direction that I wanted to do it. I mean, I sold a couple of things, not really a big thing, but it happened. Then I started looking for lasers, and then my quest for a CO2. And I was looking. I wasn't really looking at the Chinese market,
Mm.
and it was not a dig at them. It's
Hmm.
just that I had nobody to talk to about the stuff,
yeah.
Same here.
and so
One of the things I'm really hoping to do with the channel is help people skip a bunch of those steps and purchases that they probably could have skipped when they knew what they wanted. You know, I feel like you knew what you wanted and you had to buy a lot of things in order to like kind of get to that end result. And I'm hoping that we can kind of bring people and jump them like five of those steps
Yeah.
and
right.
save them all of that money from all of those little purchases and just get them the thing that they need to do the job that they want to do.
Yeah.
So I mean, because I did the same thing, you know, you're just like incrementally buying these things that are slightly better and better each time. That's a lot of
Mhm.
money, man. It adds up, you know, to get where you're going.
I mean, even with my laser, I mean, I could have bought potentially a nice Chinese laser and probably a JPT or Macron 50 and still had money for inventory.
Right.
It was one of those types of purchases. However, I I would have missed out. I think the largest, the first job that I did on this laser was a shovel handle,
Hmm.
and
Interesting.
yeah, but I would not have been able to do it unless I had an absolute large bed on a CO2, and even then it would be kind of questionable.
Right.
This one, I just moved my Z table out of the way, clamped it down on a folding table, and went to work on it.
Yeah. Was that a job for a customer?
Yes,
How
and
how is that for are you so do you find are you having the most success on like social media for finding customers, or are you doing other things to capture a
I,
local market?
I, okay, social media I absolutely love, and the reason why I say that is I've got a spice company that I do their tumblers for.
Oh,
Um,
nice, nice.
and it all started out with a giveaway. I'm like, hey, I want to throw in 230-ounce tumblers. They're pretty cool. And I got one of my mistakes right here. No, wait a minute. This was fiber testing. That's right. I was seeing how big I could get away with,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Without a
that.
without a rotary, just in one shot.
Right.
Right.
Just
That's
for
about
S.
max.
Yeah, that's just about S and G, but it worked pretty good. I mean, I was pleasant, and then I went in for deep engraving just for giggles.
So you were
But
doing a giveaway?
yeah, I was doing a giveaway, and then the guy sent over his graphics. I you know, got it in there and got it laser engraved. I had problems with it being egg shaped, and I was monkeying around and was able to contract it a little bit to where it would fit perfectly, be perfectly round. And then I started getting all these round
Hmm.
um, graphics, and I'm like, just leave me alone with that. But he's been my best customer ever since that
Nice. That's good.
free giveaway, and that was done on Facebook.
Yeah.
Mm.
And but I mean, I am a member of the Bastard Chamber of Commerce, and I've done some work for them, and I do get some business from them. I've done, I get. I would say a good portion of my business comes from either the chamber, Facebook, or um, Google Business.
Hmm.
Oh, good. So yeah, that was the next thing I was going to ask is have you taken the time to set up a like Google My Business, Google Maps page? If
Yeah,
so, are you like getting reviews?
I'm. It's hit and miss. I mean, legitimately, I don't push my business the way that I should. Um, I just go out and here I am, and a lot of it is word of mouth.
Yeah.
I do get a lot of customers that uh, they uh, they hear about me. I got I think my furthest contact with a customer, and I'm fixing to do a boatload of knives for him, and he's over in Missouri.
Hmm.
But
Interesting.
yeah,
Gotcha. Yeah, I only asked because once we started, I really kind of adopted like a Google Maps centric strategy here, and that's 90% of my business comes from that now. Because we show up first on the map thing. If you type in laser engraving near me into Google, we're first on the list, and then people see we have 86 5-star reviews. My next closest competitor is like five, and it's just because of when I get the customers that are happy with their work and I can see it visibly, like in their eyes when they're looking at it. I just say, hey, can you jump on Google Maps and leave us a review? And they do it. And that's really snowballed like really, really fast. So
Hmm.
it's definitely something that I recommend to everybody. But I've not on the other side of things. And granted, I'm not pushing my business as hard as I should in this arena. I don't have the same kind of like Facebook notoriety that a lot of these laser companies are like really, really big on Facebook. And I just don't, I can't strike that market.
Yeah,
Hmm.
in Facebook world, from what I've found, and some of y'all others can confirm it, it's a double edged sword. You know, you're you're forced to kind of add stuff. Even with Facebook business, they'll send out reminders. Hey, boost this post, or hey, let your customers know what you're doing now. And I'm like, dude, I'm engraving right now. Leave me the heck alone.
Hmm. Hmm.
For sure.
Um, but in the same breath, and I don't have the notoriety even on Facebook. I mean, I do, but I don't. But I have found that sometimes a niche, like for me, I'll do barbecue stuff. Um, I've done cutting boards,
It's
and
Texas. All we
yeah,
know is barbecue.
barbecue. Yeah, I
Yeah,
Hmm.
mean,
yeah,
the I do cutting boards. I do I've got a board that has Dia de los Muertos. Well, I did,
Hmm.
and I've got it on my Facebook page, and that turned out sick.
yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things, and it was actually for a nice one of my customers one of my constant customers. She brought up, she goes, "Hey, I need to do a Dias de los Muertos cutting board," and I'm like,
Hmm.
"Okay, too easy. Yeah, it's for this
Yeah.
lady's 70th birthday."
Oh, nice.
What? Okay, and so I'm found this nice, elegant type of uh, old, bones, nice hat, kind of a classy type of skull deal. And I threw it in with the normal sugar skulls and what have you, and it was like, here, let me just throw this in here, see what that. And she goes, I like that one,
Hmm.
and I'm
Nice.
Interesting.
like, okay, is there, and even right before I was engraving it, I'm like, this is your last chance. Once I get into the wood, it's done, it's over with. And she goes, send it. All right,
F to it. Let's
yeah.
go.
So I'm at did a show in Bastrop for a patriotic festival, and I get this, and I had this bigger one that I did on a round, and a lot of the people were walking around. They're like, "Oh, that's cool. Look at the detail." And I'm like, "Yeah, this is actually pretty cool and everything." Blah 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 blah. And one guy bought it off of me. I mean,
Wow.
I severely undercharged him. It was one of those things of, damn it, now I got to buy some more wood and build, go ahead and do it. But, it was one of those things. I
That's
enjoyed the heck
great.
out of it.
So, have you officially integrated the fiber into your business at this point?
Yes, yes, I have. In fact, this was one of my initial offerings.
Oh,
Oh,
very cool.
nice.
Is that like a polymer case?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Great detail on that. That looks really,
Yeah.
really good.
this is my little humidor.
Hmm. Nice. Yeah. It's like a pelican case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. You seem to have like really nailed the tan mark on that too. It's nice and
Yeah.
bright.
Oh, yeah. That was yeah, that was pretty cool. And you know,
Yep. Yep.
Looks like a steel white finish, maybe.
yeah,
Definitely.
Nice.
If you haven't seen, not to like advertise the channel right now, but if you haven't seen the Z Mark video with I think it's called like Unreal Black Mark on Steel or something like that.
Yeah, that
yeah,
looked
Definitely
good.
watch that one too, because the Z Mark on the knives, man, is just
Mm-hmm.
like
yeah,
it's the way to go, and you don't have to worry about them corroding or anything like that. So that's
yeah.
a that's a really awesome way to go for
I
those.
definitely did see that one,
Hmm.
and and I've still got to get all the settings transferred over
Totally. Yep.
since I'm
Totally.
a patron member.
Yeah, so if you guys
Nice.
are listening along instead of watching, Rick's just showcasing some of his fiber work on a Pelican case, some really nice tan markings on that, and as well as looked like a good white finish on some stainless steel knives. Good stuff. Rick, I heard you mention that you got some training. And I think most of us have kind of just, taken the bull by the horns and done it by themselves and tried to figure it out. And then when you hit a wall, you ask the community for help or someone else. Um, when you
Mhm.
got your training, was it from AP Laser for the CO2 or the fiber? And what was that process like getting training from like the manufacturer, from whoever you got it from?
With AP Laser, and I did get training from uh, both companies. I went through separate companies for my fiber.
Okay.
Um, so with AP Laser, I got like 8 hours of training in Corel and what have you. And of course, I had to set up the machine, get all the mirrors aligned,
Hmm.
put the dang thing together, which was fun. Yeah, I basically had. I mean, before I even got to class, I was already attempting to do uh, stuff on my AP Laser.
Was it virtual training or was there like an
Yeah, it was. It,
in-house?
it, I had ordered my laser in February 20th of last year.
Ooh, right before
So
peak.
Mhm.
I didn't get it until about June 15th of
Wow.
last
February to
year.
June. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it was
before.
just that was just a huge. And I think I got my training. Ooh, let's call it about September, October. By that time, I was already producing stuff. I didn't have the skill set per se, but it was one of those things of I would go on to the user group that they had and ask for help. And the user group, it's much like on here. You go in, you ask a question, and people will point you in the right direction.
Hmm.
Okay.
And I'm not the type of person that um, I'm going to have you all do my work for me.
Hmm.
I want you to explain the process as to how everything's going to happen, what is going to happen, and go from there.
So would you
Um,
say that did you get more value out of the user group that was tied to the training or the training itself? I mean, how useful was the training experience for you?
the training experience, they were dealing with Corel Draw and Arden Works.
Mm.
And in that respect, I was learning a little bit more. Um, it was kind of almost a 50-50 type of thing, I think. Um, the one thing is with the actual training from the company was the fact that um, they were able to show me virtually. They could say, "All right, this they're seeing my screen, and here it is."
Oh, so it was like
Right.
a remote session. It wasn't just like
Yes, you know,
videos. You're actually talking to somebody doing a screen
Oh,
share and
nice.
right.
Yeah.
following along.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Oh, that's cool.
that was dealing with the AP laser. Now, before I found out about all these JPTs, Mactrons, and all that other fun stuff, I went to a little company out of San Antonio and picked up my fiber. They had a 1 week session that was included
Ah,
into my laser
The purchase. I
purchase.
think I know what company you're talking about. I just can't remember the name.
San Antonio Laser Engraving.
I think so. Yeah. It sounds. It was one out of San Antonio that I recall.
Hmm. I mean, arguably the machine is nice. I like it. Whenever I went into the classroom, I worked on a machine and I took that machine home at the end of the week.
Nice.
Right.
hmm.
So
Right.
You actually
now,
got the local exposure to it versus
Right.
the virtual session. You got to work
right,
on it. They showed you face to face, and then you took it home.
Okay.
yes.
Hmm.
And I mean, I'm
I,
still learning on it, and and it's one of those things of the 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 pricing. Yes, it's way up there for a 30 watt. I'm not going to lie, compared to some of the things that y'all are showing me on Discord and even on the Patreon and YouTube channels, it was way overly priced. But I was able to get, something that most people that get into the community don't understand, and that's training. I mean, I've had the only training in software that I've had was, I mean, legit training was Inkscape,
Mm-hmm.
and and that's one of the things that they offered over there, and EasyCAD too.
Yeah, well, that kind of training is almost priceless because you could have the laser, and if you don't know how to use it, then it's a brick. So
Yeah, you're not using it to its full
Expensive
potential.
paperweight.
Oh yes, very expensive. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you're getting it from China or if you're getting it
Yeah.
stateside. It is an expensive paperweight, and even my slow forge, I thought I was going to be using it, but I basically haven't.
did
Point
you
blank.
offload it, or is it still in your shop?
I've got it in storage.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Cold
I
storage.
Yeah, well, actually, hot storage, but I digress. That sucker
Hey,
is heavy. Oh my god!
I bet.
What has
But
been your favorite thing to work on between the CO2 and the fiber? Do you have like a favorite material that you like just really enjoy working on, or certain customer jobs?
each laser I've done has been I have special jobs on each one. On my AP laser, I have I did a 47 by 53-inch piece of glass,
That's
tempered
huge.
glass, that
that
I
is
slid
huge.
underneath it
Hmm.
and did the Star Trek logo on it.
Wow.
And that, I mean, and that was the largest thing next to my Jack Daniels barrel that I did in the lid.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, there's been some bittersweet stuff done on it. We had an APD officer that was killed, and in the line of duty, first one in about 3-5 years, something like that.
Hmm.
And I just did. I knocked out about 20 of them no time on the fiber,
Right.
and that was, I mean, outside of my humidors that I do. I mean, that one was bittersweet, but it came out beautifully on
Good.
there.
It's
But
always kind of a shock when you go from the CO2 world to the Galvo world and you see
Hmm.
what the Galvo can do and the
oh
speed at
my
which you are
god,
completing projects. It's
yeah.
jarring. Frankly, it's jarring.
I
I'm
mean,
really excited to get the CO2 Galvo machine and use that because we're
I
going to be
was
doing like the wooden stuff at that speed.
I was looking at that CO2 Galvo that you got. Everything
Hmm.
looked like a fiber. Am
Yeah,
I
it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact setup, except instead of a fiber source generating a fiber wavelength beam, it's a CO2 source generating a CO2 wavelength
That's
beam. But we're
crazy.
still bouncing that beam into
right?
galvo mirrors that are handling the work. It all works and is controlled exactly the same way. The light that's coming out of it is just a different wavelength, and
Okay.
it's going to be incredible to see
Same for the
CO2
UV.
work done at that speed. Yep,
Yes.
same exact thing as the UV,
Okay.
just a different wavelength. Yep, that's why they look so similar because they use the
Yeah,
And
same
I
more
wavelength.
actually
expensive.
I looked into seeing if you could just get a new, laser source. Just get the CO2, like the RF tube CO2,
Yeah, I
or get the
know.
UV. And I think the only thing you have to change out is the mirrors on your Galvo. Like some of them have a different coating for a certain wavelength range, and
Wavelengths.
I
Yeah.
don't have enough to like really give you guys info. But I was like, well, if I've already got everything but the light source, could I change it out? And maybe the answer is maybe. Not a hard no
Yeah,
yet.
you're gonna run into issues in the kind of the pre-galvo arm at the top where the galvo head sits because
Hmm.
this arm, the way that we have it on our fiber lasers right now, it's configured to just basically accept the end of the fiber optic cable
Yes, the
and the
co-eliminator at
and
the
the
end.
head. With
Hmm.
a CO2 and a UV unit, all of the laser generation is done in that arm because those beams don't travel through a fiber
Yeah.
optic cable.
It doesn't have the fiber optic. Okay.
So that box where we have our fiber sources on CO2 and UV machines, that box is literally just a power supply. Everything else is generated up in that arm. So you would need a much bigger armature casing in order to hold all those
aluminum
components
stock
and things like that.
Gotcha.
You're
Yeah.
done.
Yep.
Aluminum stock, and
So
you can make an arm.
yeah, I just Mr. Make It over here. Just get some aluminum stock. Yeah, so
right.
that's. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get technical in the middle of an interview, but
No,
yeah,
it's good to know.
it's gonna be really really cool to have that in the shop and just see things that used to take me 20 minutes take me 3. You know, I'm like really excited about that. So
You'll be like me going from Glowforge to a real CO2 laser, going, wow, because I mean,
man,
I, 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 I look at the settings and I look at everything, and and it's like, oh my god, this is. I mean, one of my buddies in the group that I'm in, he was the one that initiated me onto the slow forge as far as calling it that, and it was like,
right.
I mean, for a piece of 8x12, it took over an hour or two to do, and
They're
then
like
put it on.
diode speeds that you're working at.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much. And then I told him about this, and then just going to this, and it was like, oh wow, that's 20 minutes.
So what is the controller setup on that AP laser, by the way? I wanted to ask that earlier.
It's Iridia.
Oh, okay, cool. So you're just using Lightburn?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm using.
nice.
As you know, whenever I went over to fiber, I had to go back to PC, and I'm not going to be snobbish or anything like that. I just hate Windows 10.
Yeah.
It's a pain. I mean, I found that for every day I'm having to go to settings, check for updates, download all these updates, and
So
I mean,
this is actually really interesting to me. So you use Lightburn on a Mac primarily?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Oh man, I didn't even know you could do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, you can use Mac is buy. It will do, actually, it's try. It'll do Unix, it will do Mac, and it will do PC. I think it was Unix. I have to look at that.
So do you just use like Boot Camp and boot up into like a Windows install to do your EasyCAD stuff?
Oh, it's native.
No. I had to move from my Mac, which had a 27-inch, and it was like a 2010, and it was because when I got my AP laser, it came with a laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful thing. For those of you playing at home, my suggestion is this: doesn't matter what system you get, make sure you have a minimum of 16 gig of RAM available to you. Doesn't matter the computer system. I have this POS laptop brick that would lock up on me doing RD Works or even Corel Draw, looking for a font.
Mm-hmm.
And I will, those Lenovo's, it was a French Canadian Lenovo. I will never ever buy one of those again. If you like them, I apologize, but that's just my thought process. I went to a 10-year-old Mac iMac, 27-inch. I mean, that's how long I've had it. Stole it from my kids, and I uploaded Lightburn onto it. I ran it for at least 6 to 8 months before I had to be forced to buy an ASUS Expert book off the Sam's Club, and for me to have a fiber laser.
Right.
It is a RAM hog. It uses a lot of RAM.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
And
no idea that you couldn't use a Mac for a fiber laser. It's Windows or bust, is what I
yeah,
was
Yeah,
Yeah.
told.
yep. EasyCAD is Windows only.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. For the
That's
So,
so
Mac users
unfortunate.
out there that only have Mac computers, Boot Camp is a viable option, and it's pretty
Yep.
boot
easy
camp
to
and
switch back and forth.
parallels.
Parallels. Yeah.
mhm.
Yep.
Those are your two real options. But now I have this 49-inch screen, and it's definitely nice to be able
Oh
to
yeah, I
screen.
remember seeing the. There's a photo of that on the Discord. The 49-inch screen. That's
Mhm.
ridiculous.
Dude, I mean, we went over to Best Buy. We were on vacation over in San Antonio, and it was like my wife, one of my kids goes, "Hey, Dad, look at this! Look at, oh my God,
Yeah.
that
Everything is
is
big.
huge."
Hmm.
I mean,
Just
the-
just had
it,
to have it.
yeah. Well, actually, I was toying with the idea of getting one that was smaller. I was looking at a 32-inch curve because I'm like, that thing's almost $1,000. You got to be kidding me! No, no, no. Okay, we'll order it online. Um,
We're gonna get it
and
anyways.
and
Yeah.
then whenever it showed up, I turned into my parents. And I am somewhat tech savvy. It doesn't take a lot to scare me off, but I had a major old timers disease moment, and I mean, I was hooking it up, I was doing this, I was reading I was actually, I think I made the mistake I made is I was reading the instructions,
Mhm.
and it was like, crap, I can't get this. What is, and I'd hooked it up to my iMac um, Pro, and I was just checking stuff out on it. And my son comes in here over there, and he goes, "Hey, Daddy, do this." Why the hell didn't they say this in the book? Because
Mm.
all it was is I was only getting like maybe that much of the screen.
Oh,
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, like
resolution.
your aspect ratio or
Yeah,
something
was
like
Yes,
all
that.
was
they
all
didn't
Yeah.
wrong. Yeah.
say I needed to change
Yeah.
my aspect ratio and all that other fun stuff. And I'm like, I was so livid. But
Once you got past that point, though, are
oh,
you finding that the 49 is good for? I mean, are you using it for your business, like using like having something for design up? Because I have a 49-inch Samsung, right? So I got
I think
mine
we
just
have the same
last
one.
year, and I have space for. It's basically two 27 inches side
Yeah.
by side. That's a comparable, but I tend to go three. I use three smaller ones, and so I'll have like, if, for example, Illustrator up, and then I don't know what I'm doing, so I have a YouTube video of someone showing me how to do what I'm doing, and then I
Or
have like
Google.
notes or something, and
Mhm.
it is. I say it's great for productivity because it is, but in my case, it's more of a distraction because I'm like clicking back and forth, and then I forget what I'm doing, and then I open something else up. But how
I,
does it work for you?
for me, I've limited myself. I've got enough windows open on my internet browser um, to do it, but I usually have two screens up. I've got one for design, and I'll usually do design one at a time. But it's just having when I open up, and I'll have to take a picture and post it in Discord. It fills the entire screen,
Mm,
Hmm.
whereas something like this will only go meh.
hmm
Hmm.
And it's that's one of the downsides, and I don't know if it's dealing with like my YouTube videos. Why should it not fill up the screen?
It's just the way the developers they haven't put that aspect ratio in.
Yeah,
That's
the
why
Right.
ultra
It's not
wide.
supported.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The
It's
pillars
just
of
the way
death.
it is. Yeah.
Pillars of death. Nice.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it. But legitimately, if you were to go and buy two screens, to your point, 27-inch, 227 inches, it was probably 600 to 700 total. Add a couple of hundred more, and that would be this thing, and it's all in one screen. But I haven't measured. I had all 6 windows up, and I need to measure it just for giggles, because it has like this little grid square setup, and it's like trying to get figure out what each window would hold.
Mm-hmm.
If
And
you haven't
but
used it before, there's a Windows plugin or application called Power Toys,
Power
and
toys.
you can, and especially if anyone has a curved monitor out there for what they're doing, you have that running, and you can set up different workspaces. So I have one for, like I said, I have 3 different windows. So I have one that's slightly larger than the 2 smaller ones, very slightly smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And when I want one in one area, I hold the shift button and I put it at the top
Drag
of the
it.
corner, and it highlights that area and it snaps it to it. You don't have to worry about like resizing anything.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they I think it's Samsung. Make sure.
Windows 11 is natively doing it now. If you
Natively,
go to
okay.
Windows, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was something that I've got questions on, and you how does Windows 11 affect EasyCAD, or has anybody heard
No,
that?
I'm using it
I use it
perfectly
Alex,
fine.
did you
literally,
change already? Yeah.
I got Windows 11.
every day. I use it every day,
Yeah,
it's Windows 10 with a fresh coat of paint and a couple
yeah,
extra tools.
it's pretty
It works
nice.
fine.
Settings
Yep.
Yeah.
harder to find, like usual.
No,
They
it's
Right.
bury it
easy.
more and
It's
more
same
Yes,
thing
every
as.
they
every
are.
time.
Don't lie to them. It's
I don't think so.
awful. They've
I
completely
don't think
scrambled
so.
it. You're talking to a Dell employee over here. Tony doesn't. You can't be trusted.
I don't think so. I think it's fine.
It's all right. But
It's a
as far
nice.
as working with EasyCAD, no different, because it's
Yeah, it's the
literally
same
not
thing.
it's not a different operating system. It's the same operating system.
So you didn't
It's
have
just got a
any
different
issues
name.
when you updated it and break anything. You didn't have to do anything with drivers. Just you didn't
Nope.
notice anything. It's all under the hood.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. I had other parts of my computer system were far more concerning with that upgrade than my
Mm.
EasyCAD experience.
I
As far as
keep
laser engraving goes, it's been absolutely
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal.
I
There's
keep
onesies and
delaying my
twosies that
update because
no
I'm not
onesies and
ready to take
twosies
the
Just
dive
do it.
yet.
Just
don't
do it.
work, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
It's
haven't
fine.
not
had
like it's not like going from like 8
I
to
haven't had
10
any
where they were
issues
like
either.
changing how the operating
Well,
system functions. They
Yeah,
they
no.
Right.
I,
didn't do anything like that this time. It's just a couple new rounded corners on some windows and a few new tools kind of built into the OS
Mm-hmm.
experience, but the base operating system underneath that mask is exactly the same.
Mm.
So just do it.
So
If you're eligible
as
for it, just do it.
yeah, as an example, I can hover over. You know how you have the underscore, the top right corner. You got the X, the windowed, and then the minimize. If I hover over the windowed mode, it gives you that power tools menu, pretty much.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can do the
Yeah,
snapping. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Just if you hover over it and it pops a window and you select what you want and it'll arrange it how you want it. It's pretty
Mm.
nice. I like it.
Yep.
So
Well, we're coming up on an hour here, so I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it. We're gonna let Rick get back to work. I'm sure
one
that we've all
more.
got a bunch of stuff to do.
I'm
Uh,
ready to get more coffee.
yeah, probably coffee time, right? I think it's time for me too. So, Rick, where can people check out your stuff if they wanted to find out more about what you were doing? Do you have some social media they can hit you up on, or a website?
Yes, I am at DV Laserworks on Instagram and on Facebook, and I do have a website. It's not as kept up. I'm stupid as far as that's concerned. I'm a trained monkey to load photos onto Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I'll try to post some stuff on Discord and the either the CO2, whatever is applicable
Yeah,
as to what.
we'd definitely love to see it. And it's DV Laserworks, right?
Yes,
Delta Victor.
yes.
Yep. Okay. Excellent. So, if you guys are interested in seeing what Rick is working on, go check out his stuff, follow him on social media, and definitely come hang out with us in the Discord. Rick's been really active there lately. We've been seeing a lot more from him. That's been
Make
really,
sure you
really
become a
cool.
Patreon member.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth. No, to be honest, it's really worth
Yeah,
it. To be
Uh,
100%.
yeah, signing up for the Patreon is a great way to support not only the podcast but our YouTube channel and our community and all the other projects that we're working on. You can find out more about that at patreon.com/laser everything, and there is a link to the Discord in the description of the video or the podcast. If you'd like to join us over there, it doesn't cost anything, and you're going to meet a lot of great people. So anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Rick. It's been amazing talking to you.
My pleasure, and I hope this is the first of many shows that you're going to be doing.
Absolutely.
Yep, we're going to keep it going
outside
for
of
a
Facebook
long time.
Live.
Yeah, definitely. All right, man. Have a great day.
Thanks for coming
You
by,
too.
Rick. Take care.
Thank you.
Nice seeing you guys.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Bye. Well, that's the end of the interview, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you got some value out of Rick's experience. It was a really great interview. What did you guys think? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah,
That's
I actually
great.
learned a lot about, what other people go through. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really cool. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. We're at the end of the episode. That interview ran way longer than I thought it would, which is a good thing because we got a ton more information. So we will get back to the regular podcast next week, and we'll check in with the rest of us here. Before we go, really quick, Tacky, you can be found at
Polygon Printing on YouTube and Instagram.
Excellent. And Tony, where can people find out what you've got going on?
The company that I'm trying to stand up is called Etched Ideas. As of now, I'm still working on the website, but you can find me on Discord, and everything's linked.
Excellent. And Patrick, where can people find your work and what you're working on?
All right. You can find 322 custom engraving and 3D prints at 3-22firearms.com. Also YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
Very cool.
Perfect.
And that's all we've got for today, guys. So thanks so much for watching if you're on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast app. If you can, rate and review. Don't forget to check out the Patreon if you'd like to support the show and the YouTube channel. It's patreon.com/lasereverything. And you can find out all about the rest of the cast and links to everything that we use in our shops at lasereverything.net. Thank you guys again so much for coming by, and we will see you in the next one.